Hello and welcome once again everyone. Today I'd like to take a closer look at the very powerful Tier 10 French destroyer Kléber. The complete build, including ship upgrades and captain skills, can be found after the main highlights, and the timestamp can be seen here on screen if you wish to jump ahead at any point or simply for future reference. Before jumping a little deeper into the strategy on how to play the Kléber, I'd like to give a special shout out to Yura from Clan Omni for sharing this footage with me. One of the signature strengths of the Kléber is its mobility on the battlefield. Our captain, recognizing the absence of radio location on this flank, utilizes the great speed of the Kléber, over 55 knots when combining flags and speed boost, has started this game by relocating rapidly to the edge of the map to get into position for a surprise attack on the enemy destroyers. Our captain has used his reload booster and deals out over 11,000 damage in just a couple of seconds. The Yu Yang smokes up in panic and our captain begins to turn away. Now such a maneuver is not without risk. As you can see, he's taken quite a bit of damage from the Yu Yang supporting fleet. He's got a number of battleships and a Charles Martel. He's managed to land a torpedo on that Yu Yang in smoke. The Yu Yang is flooding. Damage counter is still ticking. That Yu Yang is under a lot of pressure. Captain has set a second wave of torps on that Yu Yang's location in the smoke screen. Yu Yang has managed to repair, and our captain decides to fall back, takes up a position where he can break line of sight behind this island. The IGN battleship Izumo is the closest target, and our captain opens fire from stealth. Second wave of torps manages to finish off that Yu Yang. This method of attack will form an integral part of one's successful tactics in the Kléber. Avoiding those head-on engagements, but taking on enemy destroyers, using the element of surprise from unexpected angles. Eliminating an enemy destroyer early on will not only greatly influence the outcome of games, but really enhance your ability to maneuver, allowing you to take up more advanced positions and really take the fight to the enemy team. Our captain continues to rain down shells on the enemy Izumo from a concealed position, and it is something you should continually look for during the course of games. Positions where you can fire from stealth using islands like this. Due to the absence of smoke screens, any moments of potential damage you can deal from concealment is always a bonus. Finally, the captain managed to get a fire on that enemy Izumo. Izumo has turned tail and is in full retreat. The captain just reversing here so he can get moving forward once again. Our team has managed to take the sea cap. With the enemy team in full retreat on this side, it's time to give chase and once again use the great mobility of the Kléber and run down these targets. The speed boost is almost off cooldown. Activates the speed boost immediately. You can see here from the time, the action time of the consumable, the captain is running the engine boost mod in slot 2. I'll cover that a little bit further in the captain skills at the end. Captain managed to get a second fire on that Izumo, increase the pressure on that enemy battleship. When gunboating in the open like this, it's very important to choose your engagements wisely and be aware at all times where the potential threats can come from. Never forget you represent a juicy target for the enemy team, and despite having this great speed, you are not immune to enemy fire. Indeed, far from it. as you will have seen from the opening engagement, losing virtually half HP in literally a few moments. The Kléber is quite a large destroyer, and good players will quickly adapt their lead to zero in on you. Never just simply assume you're moving too fast to be hit, but learn, just as with any other ship, to vary your course and speed continuously to throw off the enemy's aim. You might be wondering why our captain is not attempting to torpedo the enemy Soyuz here. While having these very fast torpedoes, the range of just 8 kilometers is quite limited for this tier. Having just a small 1 kilometer window to stealth torpedo means you have to draw dangerously close to attempt to land torpedoes on a retreating target. A much more viable target for the Kléber's torpedoes is a target that is either approaching or in a static position like the Yu Yang earlier. Notice how our captain has varied his speed there to throw off the Soyuz's incoming shells. A couple of salvos before he gets undetected around the safety of the corner of the island. The B capture point is still under control of the enemy. And the captain moves in for a closer look. Enemy Ibuki is spotted. A very low health enemy Z-46 is spotted. Our captain instantly pops his reload booster to secure this kill. Fires off some rapid salvos and the enemy Z-46 goes down. Gets off a salvo maybe a second before the reload booster runs out at the enemy Ibuki. The Ibuki is one of these targets you don't exactly want to be engaging at close range, but our captain is supported by a number of ships here. He's managed to get into a kiting position and is able to rain down effective fire and take out this enemy Ibuki. It does drift unfortunately out of the capture point. Incoming shells from the enemy Moskva is once again detected. Just fires his front guns at the Moskva, and once again he's going to use these islands to break line of sight and just slow down. Continue firing on the enemy Moskva from concealment. See a flare going up there and the sparks of resistance talent being activated. It's one of the bonuses that gives a 1% increase in fire chance to your high explosive shells. Enemy Moskva is spotted again. He is moving forward. This is an ideal opportunity to drop some torps on his bow. You don't exactly want to be taking pot shots at a Moskva from 8 kilometers. He's quite capable of landing devastating volleys on you. Enemy Vladivostok and Tirpitz are advancing in the distance, and this is another ideal opportunity to get up some of these very dangerous torpedoes. Manages to kill the Moskva with one of those torpedoes. And this is a perfect demonstration of how to torpedo an advancing target with the outstanding firing angles of the Kléber's torpedo tubes. Just simply showing your stern, it's very easy to get off multiple torpedoes, 12 in total from both sides. That's the Confederate and Kraken Unleashed award, taking out that enemy Vladivostok. The Tirpitz is unable to avoid those two torpedoes, loses both his engine and his rudder. He's forced to repair. Our captain instantly pops his reload booster to get some fire started, quickly swaps to armor piercing. does get that fire, swaps back to high explosive now the turret is angled. Those extra torpedoes are a little bit of overkill. The turret is already doomed. Yes, second fire. And he burns down, and our captain gets his 6th kill of the game. That's the Kléber in a nutshell. Great guns, torps and mobility, making it an extremely powerful ship. Over 200,000 damage in just over 10 minutes, in a very nice game from our captain. Before going to the complete ship build, I've added some links including the Help Me Discord and my own personal Discord in the description below. Now on to the build. Starting with the consumables, I always stress the importance of using premium to decrease the cooldown time on your damage control and add extra charges of reload booster and engine boost. Kléber gets 6 ship upgrade slots, starting off with main armament mod 1, propulsion mod 1, aiming systems mod 1, propulsion mod 2, concealment system mod 1, and finally main battery mod 3. A quick side note on the second upgrade slot: if you feel comfortable dodging and don't see your engine being knocked out often, a very nice alternative is the engine boost mod 1, which will add 50% to the action time of the speed boost consumable. On to the captain skills. If you're training a new captain from scratch, I would suggest going for preventive maintenance, last stand, survivability expert, and concealment expert for your first 10 points. The final 9 points gives one a lot of room for maneuver, and depends very much on your skill level and how you wish to play the Kléber. In a hard DD counter role, I go for adrenaline rush, basic firing training, and radio location. Alternatively, if you wish to play a more deeper support role, you may swap out radio location for AFT for increased range, or IFHE to do increased damage to enemy cruisers. One final recommendation is, if you feel very comfortable in the gunboat role, is to drop radio location and go for the more faster turret traverse with expert marksman, priority target, and finally incoming fire alert for that final 19th point. So let's take a look at what this build means for the ship's final stats. For survivability, Kléber gets 25,900 hit points. Main artillery consists of 4x2 139mm guns, 2 in the front and 2 in the rear, with 13.6 kilometers in range and a reload time of 5.5 seconds. Kléber gets 4x3 torpedo launchers, 2 on each side, with extremely good firing angles, 8 kilometers in range, and a very fast torpedo speed of 75 knots, and a very competitive reload time of just 77 seconds. Kléber gets an AA defense rating of 36, notably no long range of any kind, with just mid-range AA guns out as far as 3.8 kilometers. For maneuverability, Kléber gets a max base speed of 44 knots, a turning circle of 740 meters, and a rudder shift time of 4.8 seconds. Finally, Kléber has a concealment rating of 89, meaning you will be surface detected at 7 kilometers and by aircraft at 3.9 kilometers. I'd like to thank you once again all for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. Take a moment to check out some of my most recent videos and leave a comment below. And until the next time, keep sailing it like you stole it.